protecting homes and businesses from the whims of nature, you need more than just quality materials. You require RiverLand Roofing. Licensed, insured, and certified, RiverLand Roofing offers not only the assurance of excellence, but a tailored approach to your unique structural needs and budget. To learn more about what RiverLand Roofing can do for you and the community, call them at 662-644-4297 or visit riverlandroofing.com.
You're listening to Talk of Champions, an Ole Miss Spirit podcast with Ben Garrett.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time!
Welcome in to an all-new edition of Talk of Champions. I'm Ben Garrett at Spirit Ben on Twitter. Getting adjusted on your screen to the left there is my man Jared Ivey, Ole Miss defensive lineman, former host of the Ivy League. We haven't done one in a while. He had to lock in.
Kind of hurt. I feel like.
I mean, you had to lock in. It was all about business, but I had to get him back because the regular season is over. You've accepted a Senior Bowl invite. You're a top 100 prospect for the NFL draft coming up, the Gator Bowl. And what it means is also a big topic of discussion amongst Ole Miss fans. But first and foremost, I haven't talked to you in a while. So how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. My mind is swirling because I want to look at you, but I want to look at the camera at the same time. It's weird doing this on my phone. Usually, Ben has the cameras and he's doing the deal, and we don't have to look at him. So, the format is messing with me, but life is good, man, and I'm excited, and I'm just blessed and happy to be here.
The last time you and I sat down and had a heart-to-heart was you were going to play for Kentucky, and you played against Kentucky, and then I think we did one more Ivy League after that, but it was really that the final couple months of the regular season, everything that was going on as far as the team and making that playoff push. First and foremost, 9-3 is a disappointment considering what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted a national championship, the college football playoff. But for you individually is what I want to focus on, because this was a huge year for Jared Ivey, not just because he did a podcast with Ben for a little while, but because everything that you set out to accomplish when you returned to school and put off the NFL draft last year came to fruition. You had you're one of the highest graded, if not the highest graded, Ole Miss defender this year for a defense that was among the national leaders in many statistical categories, including sacks and tackles for loss. Again, the Senior Bowl, you're going there. You all league, all SEC, all of these things happen. What was the biggest difference for you? What really locked in for you that allowed you to have this, not breakout, because you've always been an all-league caliber player, but to take your game to another level in your money year for the NFL draft? What kind of changed for you, if anything?
I think there's a real slim difference between, having a great season and having a good season and having a bad season. Like, I feel like, you might win this rep and the guy's not there and you don't make a tackle. And a lot more opportunities, I feel like, resulted in things that get you stats. And I'm very thankful for that. It also helps having, more guys around you to take attention away and keep the pocket condensed as far as sacks go. So very thankful to be, playing with some of the newer guys and still some of the older guys that have improved their game and being around them that helps complement my game. So a mixture of that, and then I think the ball just rolling my way in more different scenarios.
Well, obviously 9-3, the Gator Bowl is not, again, which I'll set out for. What was the team-wide reaction, your reaction when the news came down that y'all were the third team out and weren't making the college football playoff? Obviously disappointment, but now that you can look at the year with some time to reflect, 9 wins is 9 wins. And if y'all win the Gator Bowl, that's 10 10-win seasons in a row. That is nothing to ever be disappointed in necessarily, but I do know that obviously y'all had certain goals. So what was the reaction when the news finally came down that y'all weren't going to be realizing that dream?
Yeah, it was rough and something a pill you had to swallow, and it was tough to get down, but obviously uh, a successful season is subjective to who you ask, and we know that 10 wins in this program means a lot. Coming where this program came from, and the adversity it's faced within the last 15, 20 years. So you know you can't deny that, but obviously going into the deal, we had a different plan for how things go, and things don't always go to plan, and maybe we deserve to be in it, but we don't make those decisions, and I feel like at the end of the day, we can only look in the mirror, so and point at ourselves. So just yeah, just excited to get out there one last time with the guys, and try to get this thing another 10-win deal, and yeah, man. I mean, it's not too many things you can say, man. And you try to stay positive about it. So if you can't get anything out of this game, it's relationships, and love, and camaraderie, and fellowship, and bonding with the guys.
So you're going to play in the Gator Bowl.
I am going to play. I am going to play.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, because opt-outs across the country, especially for draft eligible guys like yourself, when it's not a playoff game, has been an issue. And then Lane comes out this week and says, "Oh, Miss is trending toward pretty much no one of consequence not playing in the Gator Bowl." I think it says a lot too about y'all's group specifically finishing what you started. Just as y'all put off the NFL draft last year, you're not necessarily putting off the NFL draft, but you had an end goal in mind, right? And you want to finish these. What does it mean to you to play in that game, and for Ole Miss to be a little bit representative of the other side of the opt-out thing in college football, and that this is a group that stayed together, right? And y'all hung in together, y'all came back together, and now y'all are finishing it together. I think that's pretty special.
I think it's special too, man. It means a lot. Like you said, a lot of guys, made that choice to come back, and chase a dream, and when you don't get what you want out of something, it's easy to just move on to the next thing. So for the guys in the building to use this as a catalyst to show how much we mean to one another, and how much you care about the next guy, and what it means to be on the field with them. I think it's huge.
What's the next couple of weeks like for you personally? Because obviously there's bowl preparations. You got 3 weeks till you play Duke, but also you have to also start turning the page a little bit, right? You've got the Senior Bowl invitations you've accepted. You know that draft prep is going to be your life for the next couple of months. When does all that kind of start? What does the schedule look like for you the rest of this month in January? You start to ramp up, not just finishing your Ole Miss career, but then going on to the next level. What's that schedule like?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I haven't ironed out all the details yet, but just kind of going one day at a time. Everything has a fixed date, so it's the simple answer is it's work all the way up until those fixed dates.
Now, if you get an invitation to the Combine, I think we need to do an Ivy League from the Combine. I think.
Yeah, I think Ben just wants to go to the Combine.
No, how did you guess?
I'm just kidding.
How did you know, JR? How did you know?
Yeah. No, we could definitely do something like that.
I think it'd be great to let you run your 40. That will get you drafted, of course, in the top 2 rounds, and then let me run a 40.
I think that'd be pretty funny. I think
you know me well.
Maybe the lanyard with the name tag on it will be enough for you to get up there and line up. Hopefully they won't tweak out about that.
Let me ask you a legitimate question as someone I've gotten to know so well over the last year. What do you think I would run in a 40?
Yeah, probably like a 6'8", 6. I swore I thought you were going with it, so I was already formulating my little deal. So I probably like a 6'6", maybe like a 6'5", 6'4".
That is, you already know. See, that's how you're a pro. That's why you got to keep this, podcasting media personality thing going, even as you climb the draft.
Was that funny?
Yes, that was like Michael Parsons. He does his podcast after Cowboys games. Jared Ivey, well, you get drafted by the Lions. I think I saw that Pro Football Focus had you in the
Oh
second round.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
See, so look, just
Yeah.
get it started for you. What is there a fit that necessarily matters, or have you shown this year? I think that the versatility you can play across the defensive line. It doesn't matter where you go at this point. You can play all along it. Like, how would you when you go into those rooms with those NFL teams the next couple of months, and they say, "All right, we love you, we love the tape, but sell us on you." What's kind of your pitch to them? Because now you got to be your one man brand for the next 3 months, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I just want to go somewhere that they, think I'm useful and they want to use me and they want me to play and they want me to be involved. And it doesn't really matter what it looks like. I just want to go somewhere where I'm going to be on the field. So, I mean, obviously it's a process and it's a grind and it's a showcase and you got to, put your best foot forward and show your ability and win it each day at practice. But, I want to go somewhere that is excited about having me on the team and yeah, I want to be able to help the team win.
How did you grow the most, either on or off the field this year? Do you think?
I think my goatee got maybe a little
Did it?
fuller or
Did it?
darker. Did it? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. My mustache needs some work.
It's some pretty good
But
chin.
I bet KD my first year here, I let the sideburns come in. I was just mangled after camp, and I left the sideburns in, and then a couple games in, he said he bet me that my beard wouldn't fall out by the end of the year, and I still have not paid that bet. So
Wow.
he never hit me back. You got to come to collect, bro. You can't just bet money and not collect. Like you can't. What I'm gonna just here, take my money here, have that. But I think maybe my goatee got a little thicker. I think maybe my feet got a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe my arms got a little bigger. So I don't.
I think you became an Ole Miss legend. That's what I think. I think that
Uh,
you introduced yourself to people in a very vulnerable way. You met a bunch of new people like myself. We learned from each other, and you grew personally and became awesome, even more awesome. I always thought you were awesome. That's why we did this to begin with, and you became even more awesome. I can't wait to see what happens over the next couple of months, especially leading up to the draft and playing the Gator Bowl and stuff, because your family and you're good people, man. And I'm so happy for you and proud for you. The Senior Bowl and all this stuff coming up, that's gotta, you've been working so hard for this. Now it's a reality, right? Like it's here now. What's that like? Is that a surreal thing?
yeah, it's like you said. It's you think about it. You see people declare for it. You see people play in it. You see the logo and stuff like that. Since early in high school, and you don't know exactly what it is, but it's coveted. So to be, a part of something like that and among whatever pedigree and group of people that have been involved in it, it is surreal to an extent. And yeah, when you do the math, yeah, it feels like inexplicable. Only a certain group of people in any field get to do a certain group of things. So to be a part of something, so coveted like that, yeah, it's a great feeling.
It's remarkable too, because in a transfer culture, and you transfer from Georgia Tech, you were here 3 years. You're here the same amount of time as AJ Brown was, DK Metcalf was. These are guys that go down as the all-time greatest Ole Miss Rebels ever, and your stats will bear that out as well. You just got to let me gas you up.
But
Let me gas
they
you.
scored touchdowns and stuff.
You did too.
They scored. Ah, yeah, damn, you got me there.
Mm-hmm.
You got me there, but
Point being that what has Ole Miss meant to you? Because Georgia Tech was the first place you went, and then the transfer portal was a very new thing when you went into it, and you came to Ole Miss. You spent 3 years here. You did end up having a traditional college experience in a lot of ways, of a bygone era. So, what has Ole Miss meant to you specifically?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's I'm definitely a different person than who I was when I stepped on campus. So I've learned a lot about myself and about different people and different traditions and customs. So, I'm just thankful for all those experiences. And yeah, I just, I appreciate the community. I appreciate the good food. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate a packed out stadium, and I appreciate meeting my teammates and playing with different guys the past 3 years and building these connections. So yeah, man, I'm very just thankful and humbled by my time here in Oxford.
Well, he's also a really good evaluator of talent. This is true. Back in the spring, I'm asking him all kinds of peppering him with questions. Who's next? He said Ben Centurion is going to be an animal this year. He ends up tying for the team lead in sacks and only being like, was he third team all SEC, which is absurd, absolutely absurd. But you've been calling guys like that. Jam Brown got in there. You said watch out for him. Zay Harris stepping up, had had a monster year, a step up year. Who's next? Then give me some next guys. William Eccles, Cam Franklin. You've been playing with him, practicing with him. Next year it ain't gonna be you. So who's stepping in to fill in the shoes, man?
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. Those guys right there, the young guys are coming up, and I'm excited to watch them develop. Yeah, obviously Git is still gonna be doing Git things, and alongside those younger guys and JB and Zay and yeah, man, I'm super excited. It's a toss up. There's a couple other guys. They gotta take some more steps in the right direction. So yeah, it's a couple more guys that, once it gets a little closer, maybe I'll reach back out and see what's moving and how things are fitting up, and maybe I'll give another little 2 cents on who I think's gonna come up and shine.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Cam Franklin looks a lot like a young Jared Ivey to me.
Does he?
A little bit.
You
The
know,
body, weren't you a little skinny coming in?
I was skinny, but I definitely was nowhere near as built. He is a really strong kid, really really muscular guy. Um, so I think his body is probably a lot more developed than mine was coming into the deal. I think he's just got to get a little looser, a little more
Mm.
fluid. But yeah, I've done what I can, and I've helped where I've been able to help, and I'm sure he'll take off with it, and Coach Joyner will be able to take care of him. So, you know, he hits the hot yoga, and he'll be
Have
an
you ever
elite guy.
have you ever done hot yoga?
I haven't. I was asked to do hot yoga a few weeks ago. I turned it down. It doesn't really seem like my mogo. Cold yoga, I could go for that. Meet room temperature yoga. I have enjoyed in the past, but the hot box situation with the no AC and I just don't know. It's a little stuffy for my liking. So,
Well, right.
average, medium rare yoga is
Yeah.
kind of, I think, where I fit in.
Well, I run a 6'8" 40, and do you think I'm bendable? No, flexible? Nah, bro. That's not me. I can't bend. I can't do nothing, bro. I'm just a stiff old pasty idiot. My question now is the transfer portal time. Obviously this is not your thing anymore. You don't have to recruit to Ole
I
Miss and
was
all
just
these
thinking
things.
about that yesterday. I said, I'm so
Yeah.
blessed to not have to be in that scenario where you just don't know. And it's way worse than it was when I got in. When I got in, probably a year early. I think probably a year early from really being able to capitalize, but
Mm,
I got out perfectly at the right time. Because it's about to get really messy and yeah, it's about to be Amelia Earhart flying over the Bermuda for a lot of these guys.
Well, that's what I was going to say. For those that Ole Miss is interested in, Ole Miss has really developed that transfer culture reputation. And you know where this question is going. What would be if they, somebody you might know, because all y'all have a big community in college football of players and stuff. So if a guy that's in the portal reaches out to Jared Ivey because he knows him and says, "Hey, man, what about the Ole Miss experience?" What do you tell him? The transfer specifically.
Yeah, I think man, you gotta come to it open minded and you gotta allow yourself to explore and meet new people and go different places and open up and come out of your shell. And you know, there's a big stigma about it. I think, you know, I had a stigma about it coming out of high school, and then, you know, once again in the portal, my mom felt a certain way about it. But you know, there's really good people down here, and you know, you listen with different ears and look through a different lens, and truly allow yourself to immerse into the city, and you know, the football stuff will take care of itself.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good advice, because I will say Miss Tracy, she did say that to me one time. She was like, I had reservations about Ole Miss, and now I see her in the Grove before the Georgia game, and it was like a family reunion. It was
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's different once you get down here. So he's Jared Ivey, going to be a former Ole Miss Rebel. Oh, after
Former,
the
wow, I can't remember back in the day. You know what I mean? I was
dude,
damn talking champions, and you know what I mean. Back in,
the Ivy
you know,
League,
Riverland Roofing for all your roofing needs. You know,
the little house up top, baby.
I can't even believe it, man. It's hopefully Riverland's still around. I'm sure they will be if you call for all your roofing needs.
Man, he's a pro. RiverlandRoofing.com, 662-644-4297. Our prayers to Billy. He's going through some stuff. We love Billy Landis. We love Tate. They've been good to us, and they, in a lot of ways, brought me and Jared together for better or worse. I love the guy to death, and I'm so happy for you. I look forward to covering your last game, and let's do another Ivy League, I guess, from the Combine or before then, whenever you want to. You know, I can run my 6'8", but we don't have to do it. We can do another one right here in the Riverland.
I got down to 6'4" for you.
Thanks, man. I needed that gassing up today. I needed that pick me up. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Every 10th counts. Appreciate you.